This is Poppy and Rye Chapter 27, called Inside the Lodge, continued. When the first beaver cried out a warning that Rye was escaping, the second one spun about. "Run!" Poppy cried and headed straight for the vine, and Rye tore after her. Poppy reached the vine first. She made a flying leap, grabbing it, swinging wildly, steadied, then began to haul herself paw over paw until she made herself stop and see where Rye was. To her horror, she saw that Rye had not reached the vine. Moreover, one of the beavers had gotten to the center of the lodge first and was blocking his way. The other beaver, meanwhile, was circling behind him. "There's one behind you," Poppy called. Rye spun about, saw a beaver, and darted towards the side of the lodge. Meanwhile, the beaver just below the vine stood and tried to grab Poppy. Scrambling higher, she managed to elude the beaver's claws. The beaver responded by grabbing hold of the vine, yanking it, pulling it down, including Poppy. Down Poppy plummeted, landing with a thump on the soft floor of the lodge where she lay dazed. The vine, as it fell, around the beaver. When the beaver tried to get rid of it, he became thoroughly entangled. Rye, watching Poppy fall, gasped. Then another beaver was coming right at him. He made a U-turn and shot back towards her. The beaver pursuing him was thrown off and wiped at him, but missed. Rye approached the first beaver, realizing that he was enmeshed in the vine. Rye ran forward and reached Poppy's side. Poppy struggled woozily to get up. Rye helped her. "Come on," he cried, and led her back towards the broken cage. The beaver, entangled in a vine, tore free. He hurried to where the other beaver was. Together they went after the mice, certain that they had them cornered. Moving carefully, not wishing to miss their chance, they slowed down and began to creep forward. "Are you all right?" Rye asked Poppy. He was whispering. "I think so." "What should we do?" Poppy twisted around. The beavers were approaching. "I'll act as if I'm hurt," she said, her voice low but urgent. "Why?" "Let them get close to us, and then we'll race off." "Which direction?" "It doesn't matter." "Poppy, they'll trap us. If we split, you right, me left, we'll meet at the water entry, and then we can swim from there." "Rye," Poppy cried, "I can't swim. I was lucky the first time." "Don't worry, I'll be with you." "Rye." There was no other way out, Rye insisted. "I'll be with you. The vine is down, but here they come." The two mice approached the back wall. There they turned and waited. Poppy, keeping a wary eye, rubbed a leg as if hurt. Rye acted as if he were tending to his friend. The beavers advanced, sweeping side to side to prevent any escape. "Is your head clear?" Rye whispered to Poppy. "You can do it." "I think so. But Rye, swimming?" "Shh, here they come." As the beavers advanced, Rye and Poppy pressed their backs against the wall. "Don't try and escape," one of the beavers called. "Just slip into your cage, both of you. If you do, we won't hurt you." They lumbered forward. Just as they were about to grab the mice, Rye shouted, "Go!" and the two mice tore off in opposite directions. The beavers, taken by surprise, lunged forward, but missed. Rye and Poppy, racing in separate paths, reached the far sides of the wall. They cut across the shelf and hung out the other waterway. Rye was ready to dive in, but Poppy held back. Rye looked behind. The beavers, furious at being tricked again, but seeing that the mice were perched, galloped across the center of the lodge in pursuit. "Jump in," Rye called. "I can't," Poppy called. "I'll drown. I know I will." "You must." Poppy braced herself, ready to do what she knew she had to do. Suddenly, from outside the lodge, there was a great thump. The entire lodge shook. Both mice and beavers stopped and looked around. "What was that?" asked Rye, awed. "I'm not sure," Poppy replied, equally as startled. The next moment, there was a great gurgling sound. Poppy and Rye looked down at the water entry. To their astonishment, water was draining swiftly away. Nothing was left but mud. "The water's gone," Poppy called. She jumped off the shelf and landed in the mud and sprinted down the tunnel, and Rye followed. When the beavers reached the shelf, they looked amazed at the empty waterway. "Come on, you heard what Cass said. Hit the water running." "But it's mud." "They'll get away." The beavers leapt, bigger and heavier than the mice. They sank deep into the mud. "Help! Help!" they cried. But the more they struggled, the more they sank. They dared not move, but only wait and watch the mice scamper away and off to freedom.